Hello and welcome to the most recent edition of The Bearded Tyke. I'm joined again, as ever, by Ant. Thanks for joining me again, pal.
Afternoon, mate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, pal. I'm good.
Good.
So, last night, we've just had the FA Cup third round tie against Liverpool away at Anfield. For me, it was a first. I was really excited about going to Anfield. I think we've all been buzzing since the draw was made. However, the recent form and as defence this season, there was probably a little bit of trepidation going into the tie, about what the score could potentially be. But I think that this sounds daft considering we lost 4-1. But for me, I was really proud of the lads last night. I thought they gave everything, and I'm certainly not going to say I don't think Liverpool deserve to win because I think they do. I think they did. Obviously, they beat us 4-1, so of course they deserve to win. But I
Yeah,
think the scoreline flattered them, mate.
absolutely. I don't normally wear the shirts. I usually just collect them, but I'm wearing it with pride today because I were really impressed last night. Obviously, as I mentioned in your last video, I didn't go. So when I saw team news, I was considering watching the other channel because I wasn't particularly keen on. But that team
Yeah,
selection as well. As we saw, Corey O'Keefe started. Um, and Yoga Nathan was in midfield, and it looked like lambs to the slaughter, but it just didn't carry out like that at all. I thought we were excellent all game. Really, really good performance. Very disciplined, and obviously it took £250 million worth of talent to come on to finish us off, which
it did.
is a mark of respect for the performance. Very, very good last night. Where's that defensive structure been all season? That's the question. Because that were very, very organised. There were no
Yeah.
panicking and no discipline issues. It were all very, very focused. Loved it. Good performance. Probably the most enjoyable 4-1 defeat I've ever seen, to be honest. Wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
I mean because we would you say that we got beat 4-1, so it looks like we got beat convincingly. And I suppose overall, if you look at the goals, we did. But those last two games, this last two goals, sorry, came really late on, and two really good goals. I think all four goals were excellent from Liverpool, and that's what you get for you. That's what you get at Premier League level.
Yeah,
That little touch of class above. They can turn it on when they need to. And like you said, they needed to bring on hundreds of millions of pounds worth of talent to finish us off.
yeah,
What was most pleasing about it, and we were in that game right up until the 85th minute. We were really in that game.
absolutely.
We're part of it from minute one. I'm still convinced in some sort of alternate reality that DKD's header went in, because we were celebrating. We were celebrating. I thought it's just in. When you can see, you need to say he'd beaten the keeper and it
Yeah,
were in, and we were all celebrating. And then it was like, and then my brother went, "Oh no!" And I went, "What? He went offside." He went, "No, he didn't go in." What? You're
uh,
joking? You're joking?
yeah,
But I mean, what a fantastic start! Fantastic start, fantastic ball in by Adam Phillips, and a great header by DKD, and beat the keeper. All ends up, and it's just so unfortunate to the inside of the post, and then going straight out to clear it, but their defender manages to get to it. It could have been an absolute wonder start.
yeah,
But I just like you say, Ant, I just thought we were really disciplined. Like you, I looked at the starting lineup, and I probably did make a comment on X that I probably regret now saying this. Well, that's absolutely terrible. I'll keep my powder dry in future.
yeah,
Um, we set up differently. We set up with five at the back, and we were incredibly disciplined. We kept his shape all game. We knew, Connor's tactics worked perfectly last night. And again, sounds daft because we got beat 4-1, but what I mean is he set them up in a way he knew that Liverpool were going to have loads of the ball. And if you try and go toe to toe with a team like Liverpool, you're going to get absolutely smashed to bits. If you're
yeah,
a League One team like Barnsley, they're just going to pass round you. They're going to pull you out of position. They did it quite a few times, really, down that certainly in that first half, down their right, down our defensive left, with Ogbeta. They just
yeah,
kept pulling him out of position, and all of a sudden it'd go out to Frimpong, who had it looked like he had acres of space. Or is it Chiesa, the Italian guy as well, that were down that
yeah,
side, and them two were running as a bit of a merry dance at times down that side. And that's what can happen when you get pulled out of shape. So we try, we kept a defensive structure for much of the game, let them have the ball for most of it. I think it was 75-25% with the possession, and we looked so disciplined, and the guys put their bodies on the line.
yeah,
And I can't fault them, mate. To a man, I didn't see anybody have a bad game. I thought everybody was excellent. I thought, seeing Yoga Nathan coming in at CDM, I thought, oh no. He was excellent. He was
it was
absolutely
super.
excellent. He
It
was
was
so
super.
strong. He looked so big. He didn't look. He were picking up the ball in tight positions, getting away. They were trying to foul him, but he was shrugging it off and then putting some ball, getting the balls forward.
Yeah.
I thought the Blandy was superb. I thought absolutely superb. Everybody to a man. Murphy Cooper made some. He made it. I mean, that second half, the save that he made in the second half, it's a wonderful save.
The one with Van Dijk when it flicked up, that were amazing
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, that's bounced down into the floor and he's managed to get up to it. Fantastic
Yeah,
save.
he's just really he's kept it down really well and turned it over the bar. There's nothing he can do about the Szoboszlai one. That is, I mean, that's what you're getting at that level. What an absolute wonder strike.
No.
So I mean, overall, mate, I was so incredibly proud, mate. Really proud to be a Barnsley fan. I thought we sang, we encouraged them on. The atmosphere was great. There were no booing, there were nobody carrying on. Everybody were behind the team right until the last minute, and it were really like a throwback to the club that I love and the club that I know.
Yeah, it were. I wouldn't say emotional, but it really did make you feel like it were us against the world last night, and we kind of won the crowd over a little bit as well. Especially, I mean, I watched it on TV, and Ali McCoist was all over us. He thought we were fantastic last night. It was nice to hear that kind of talk about our club. Fans were incredible. Horahan's tactics. I mean, we've talked about him tinkering over recent weeks. Whatever that was last night. I mean, you're saying it was a 5, but probably out of position it was 5, and when we're in possession, it suddenly burst into a 4-3-3. It was fantastic. I mean, where has this been? Maybe it's the opposition, and maybe I was talking to my son about it last night, and maybe this is the fact that we like to sit deep, and we always tend to play better against better teams. So maybe we are just a counter-attacking side. But that being said, we're talking about Premier League champions here with millions and millions of pounds worth of players, and we made them look pretty average. They were pretty average. They were going side to side. They had no tempo about them. We were stifling them. There were times when, like, DKD got one-on-one with Van Dijk, who apparently is the best one-on-one defender in world football, and they were turning him inside out. Couldn't get close to him. We haven't mentioned Reyes yet. I mean, how good was Reyes last night? I mean, that kid is absolutely outstanding, and whatever price value he was 24 hours ago, it's now at least double, because that was an outstanding performance against some of the world, well, our country's top players, well, this Premier League's top players. No fear, skills, turning, left foot cross, right foot cross, end product. What a performance. I did ratings online. I didn't get anybody less than an 8, and I gave Cleary 11. Because they were outstanding. No, it really was. Though. I mean, they just could not handle him. This is a League One player that got released. This was playing for Hartlepool, 8 months ago? And look how far he's come. Absolutely incredible. Other performances, like you mentioned, Bland. I mean, are we getting to the stage where we talk about the Bland-Connell partnership? Does Bland need Connell? I mean, last time we had a league win, Connell didn't start. It was Bland against Leyton Orient on his own because Connell was out. Are we getting to a situation where we don't need that double pivot in there at this point? Maybe with that formation. Bland was outstanding.
Definitely, mate. Listen, I like Luca. I think he gets a lot of unnecessary flack. I don't think he's as good as he was under Duff, but he's still a very good player.
Yeah.
In my opinion. However, we did not miss him. We didn't miss him last night. We didn't
at all.
We didn't look to be struggling in midfield at all without him.
And as a captain,
it's not me having a dig at Luca. I think that just shows that in midfield we've got some. It's quite a positive thing that we've got players in there that can do it if he's not in there. And I don't think we missed him at all last night.
No, I mean, I was thinking because he's captain, we're going to miss that leadership. And, when things are bad, because things were obviously going to get bad at times in that game, you look to your captain. I think we found different ones last night. I think Shepherd was absolutely outstanding, commanding.
Yeah, he really was.
All game. Fantastic performance. Other people that came to the fore. I mean, let's talk about Corey O'Keefe. Where did that performance come from? I mean, it was in some kind of hybrid position, but it was absolutely everywhere. He got moved to left back. It was good there. He got moved back to the right, and in 93rd minute, he's bursting forward to try and get a goal. Literally was clean through. I think only because his tired legs couldn't get him there. We didn't get another goal at the end there when he got clean through on the right.
He did.
I mean, I were sceptical about bringing him back, but if he can bring half of that in league games in League One, that's got to be an asset. It's got to
Yeah.
be.
Looks like looks like his time away at Stockport's done him good, mate, because he was outstanding last night. And you know, Corey has had good games in past where he's played for us, but you know, if he's going to play like that, and he's going to be part of the side, and he can, like you said, get anywhere near that sort of performance in League One, it's going to be like a new signing for us. And I know a lot of noise were made about it online, saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to include this as a new signing," and a bit of bad mouthing. But like I touched on earlier, you know what I mean. Keep your powder dry sometimes. Let it happen, and then make your comments. Don't make it before it's happened. And
Yeah,
let's see how he cracks on in league. Because
I'm as guilty
you know
as that as anybody. I put stuff knee jerk online, and I put a couple of things
yeah,
about
we all
Keith.
do.
I'll say fair dues. He would a 9 out of 10 last night. He would have
Yeah,
superb. I mean, people are saying he works well with Phillips as well. I mean, I didn't realise this, but O'Keefe has got a lot of assists, and a lot of them are for Phillips. So they do have quite a good understanding there. This loan away might have been like what happened to Mowat. You know, Mowat needed a loan away, went to Oxford, came back, different player, different mindset. I really hope that's the same for Corey, because bring that, mate. That's all we want. Effort, up and down drive, solid performance. Very good. Very good.
you can have that. We can have that out on the right hand side there, like he was for the most of the game, he caused them loads of problems, and he was winning the ball back high. He were knocking the ball about really well. Like I said, I was super impressed with him. But if we can bring that into League One, mate, it's you know it is going to be like basically like a new signing. So I don't want to glaze him too much, because we'll wait to see what happens in the coming games. But
No,
last night, absolutely top draw.
yeah, you've got to take every game as it comes with our players. It's very inconsistent, as we know.
So, shall we talk about the incident in the second half at 2-1, where we weren't given a penalty?
Absolutely.
You know, it would appear that, you know, we complain about refs at League One being poor. It seems a shite at all levels then. Just, you know, referees are just poor across the board, because he's absolutely balled it. He's absolutely balled it. And listen, there's nothing to say that we score that penalty, but you know, for me, we've been really robbed of a chance. And I'm not saying we're going to go on and win the game either, Ant. But the game's very different at 2-2. They're very nervous. The fans are on the back. We've got us winning a sale. Anything could have happened. I think probably, if we're being realistic, once they brought Verts and Ekatike on, you're probably looking at the quality would have told. But it would have made it more of a cup tie and given us a lot more of a chance to maybe go on and do something incredible.
Yeah.
Or more incredible than we did anyway. It's a really poor decision for me. And what were your view on the penalty, mate?
Well, I mean, he's gone in a foot race with the lad, beaten him quite easily. He's tugged his shirt slightly, and then if you just watch the replay back, he's kind of the defender's lifted his foot up underneath, clear his foot, and it's hindered his progress. And it's a clear penalty, mate. And if it's at cop end, the referee is probably got his whistle out before the challenge even happens. That's unfortunately, it's big club bias. It really is big club bias. It's such a shame that we didn't get that opportunity to see where we could have gone with that game. It really is clear Stonewall penalty for me, mate. And that goes in 2-2. Nerves are jangling. I mean, let's face it, Slot's been under a lot of pressure recently. You never quite know what can happen. You never quite know. And we did have chances after as well. We did have a few odd half chances when McGoldrick had a header. That game wasn't over at that point. So it's a massive shame. Referees bottled it. But here we go. And I did see somewhere online that apparently VAR would have given it because there was foot-to-foot contact and no contact with the ball. So, but unfortunately, we don't have that at this point. So
I think even the Liverpool fans, and most of them, there's the odd few saying it's a good tackle. It was never a penalty in a million years. But most people have been, as well as being very complimentary of Barnsley. A lot of the Liverpool fans were saying that, you know, that we look really good. There's no way we should be in 17th in League One. Which, I mean, although we are in 17th, it is a bit of a false position because the game's in hand. But that aside, you know, it would definitely a penalty. Even if he has got a slight touch on the ball, he's still taken Reyes' legs away and stopped a goal scoring opportunity. So it's. I mean, I don't understand what he's seen the ref to not give that. Why does he think that Reyes will go down there? And if he does think that the referee's got the ball, if he does think that Szoboszlai's got the ball, surely it's a foul because he's taking the man. He's taking the man as well. So it's like even if he thinks he's got the ball, he's taking the man with him, and it's a foul. And if not, then it's a dive. So he should have given Reyes a yellow card for diving. So just poor refereeing all round, mate. Just completely bottled the decision and just and let it slide. It really frustrating, like I said.
This is what it is. It's like when we played Mansfield and the Mansfield striker went down. It was a clear penalty that Cooper brought him down. And why did the striker not get booked? It's just terrible refereeing right from top to bottom. I do wonder about these Premier League refs, what they would be like without VAR on a week-to-week basis, because I think we would see some absolutely mental decisions. We would see some mental decisions. I will stick up for the ref, and he did let the game flow a lot. There weren't, other than that decision, I can't think of anything particularly that any other incidents. But that is a big incident. It changes the entire complexion of the game, and he just bottled it, unfortunately.
Yeah, there were just. I think you're right, and I think maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him, but there were one literally just after, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, just after the penalty incident, and it was down at the left hand side in front of our fans, and O'Keefe went in for a challenge, and it was like the softest of challenges, throwing himself on the floor, and he gave the free kick, and I'm like. I was just screaming at I'm proper going mad.
Like a guilt-free kick.
That's a foul. So that's a foul, is it? That's a free kick. That's a foul. Fairy tap, and he's thrown himself on the floor, but that's not a penalty. It's the lack of consistency is so frustrating. But the thing is, I don't think any expect us to come away with anything last night. I think what we have come away with is a lot of positivity. A lot of well wishes from clubs from all over the country, from Liverpool fans. As well. So I think ultimately for me, we're about going there and making sure that we didn't roll over and let it tickle his belly, and that we came away with some pride for Barnsley. And I was really proud to leave that ground last night. I didn't leave with any disappointment at all. Yeah. Apart from the penalty decision, but other than that, I didn't leave with any. I weren't gutted that we'd been beat 4-1 at all. In fact, I was quite pleased with what we'd done, and that's all. Ultimately, for any football club, not just Barnsley. You're not going to win every football game. You're not, but there are ways to lose, and that was one of the ways to lose. That's a good way to lose. If you wear your heart on your sleeve and you put 100% in like them lads did last night, the fans will clap you off. They will.
Yeah, and they absolutely did.
They will be happy with
it. My requirements from that game were no suspensions, no injuries, keep the score less than Man United last year, and get a goal. And we did all that and a lot more. We did all that and a lot more. And I mean, I watched it on TV, so I benefit to some of the things that you might not have seen. Ali McCoy had to pick three players for his Man of the Match award, and then people would vote based on that. He wanted to pick 3 Barnsley players. He was told not to, so he put Shepherd, Cleary, and Curtis Jones in. The vote was 80% for Curtis Jones because obviously there's more Liverpool fans, and McCoy gave it Cleary anyway. Because he knew he deserved it. Because that's a football man making a football decision. It were brilliant. We do this every so often, don't we? We make some friends along the way. And Barnsley, cup run in 2007. I remember in 14-15 when we came from nowhere to get into playoffs and Johnston's Paint Trophy. When we're at Premier League, we do have these little cycles where we make the town proud on the pitch. And even in a defeat, that's one of them. But now we've got to move forward. And we've got to take this into the league because as much as I'm calling what we're in now a relegation battle, it doesn't have to be. And if the recruitment is right in the next 2 weeks, it's not entirely over. It's not entirely over. So we need to keep that in mind and play like we did last night, week in, week out.
100%, mate. I think obviously with anything, I think the opposition makes a massive difference. To how you perform at times. We obviously know some of the football we see in League One is just awful, and it can be difficult to get your game there. But what we do have to take is some of the positivity. And for me now, there's no excuses for really, really poor performances when we know that we've seen that team perform like that.
Yeah,
we've seen them perform good performance this season, but they were to a man, they were brilliant last night. We've got to take that positive. The ultimate thing is we're not through to the next round. So what do we take out of that game? We take the positivity of that performance and the feel good out of it, and the fact that we competed for 85 minutes against hundreds of millions of pounds worth of players last night.
Yeah,
it took. There were World Cup winners and Euros winners on that pitch last night that started. Then it took hundreds of millions of pounds worth of players to come off, and off the bench to come and finish us off. Both of which got an assist and a goal apiece. That's what ultimately finishes off, and that's ultimately the class that you get in a Premier League team. So
and arguably that would only cause us fatigue, really. I mean, we got to the point where it was fatigue on our side. So
that's what it was. We'd had so much of the time without the ball that it would just fatigue. Personally, I think the last goal, the through ball for Wirtz is offside, but I mean it's by the by. It don't matter.
Yeah, maybe I didn't notice.
I don't think we'd still have lost the game 3-1 regardless, or maybe we might have nicked one at the end, but we still have lost the game. It was more about what the performance was overall. But so there's been a couple more transfers, or another transfer rumour going out, heavily linked. Neil Farrugia is heavily linked with an exit out of the club to Dundee. I believe it's not Dundee United. Is it Dundee United?
It's Dundee United, yeah, because he's linking with Waters.
Yeah, he's linking up with Max Waters. What's your thoughts on him? Personally, I think it's the right move. I think Neil has struggled at Barnsley. I think he has had plenty of opportunities, but he's not seemed to have taken them. His positive performances have been few and far between, if I'm being kind. So I think it's probably a good move to get him off the bench. I don't think when he comes on he doesn't impact the game. I'm trying not to be too harsh, but I think if this is true and it is going ahead, which I believe it is, I think it's a good move for the club and for the player. And it frees up another wage, and maybe we might get a bit of transfer money. I imagine, because he's still got a bit of his contract to run. So what's your thoughts on Neil Farrugia leaving Barnsley, mate?
I don't think you're being overly critical. I think he's been desperately poor. I'm trying to actually think of what. First thing, I don't know what he is. I don't know what position he's supposed to be. I mean, he ended up at right wing, but I don't really think he's a right winger either. I don't know what he is. I'm thinking about any contributions he might have made. He did come on at Peterborough in the Cup and get an assist. He scored in the Pizza Cup against United under-21s, but then so did everybody. Just a waste of a transfer. I don't know who did he come last January? Was that one? He came January 1st, didn't he?
Window, mate. Yeah, right at the beginning of the January window.
Yeah, so that might have been one of Mladen's parting shots. No, best to get rid of him, mate. Best to get rid. And he's played Conference League football, so that's crazy. No, best to get rid. Get another person in. I have been told that there are some players coming this week, and they would be in a similar position to what Neil allegedly was. Yeah, all good. Move him on. Let's get somebody in that Connor wants.
Yeah. Well, one of the I know there's we're very heavily linked with one. I have been told that if it's one of the players that I believe it to be, I think that'll be a fantastic replacement. But I don't want to start saying any names and looking silly.
Yeah, probably a bit early.
It's not done until it gets released by the club. So I'll leave it at that. But if it is true, and I believe that it's very, very close, and we should get an announcement soon. I think the fans will be really pleased with it. So, but we'll wait for it to come out before we discuss that.
Yeah.
And just finally, Anne, just before we came on air, I saw something on Twitter released by Callum Fowler. I don't know how much truth's behind it, but Callum's obviously, he's got a lot of subscribers. He does a really good job with his stuff on YouTube, etc. So he does get a lot of information, a lot of stuff that he gets told and he finds out, and he's just put something on there on Twitter, DKD to Middlesbrough.
I saw the same tweet. Yeah, post. Worrying, a bit worrying, because that is the geographical area that I think Davis would go to. He has been linked with other clubs, but we all know his family situation. His wife and his daughter are living up near Sunderland, Middlesbrough way. Yeah. This was my fear that Middlesbrough would come in, because obviously last year when he were kicking on, Sunderland were getting promoted, and I thought, well, he's not quite Premier League class, so he won't go to Sunderland. But obviously Middlesbrough lingering around in mid-table and playoff areas, that were the team that I worried about. Yeah. And if they have come in, apparently they do have the finances. He may go, but it'll only be for right money. It should only be for right money, because we've turned a lot down in recent months, and I think the club are better.
Yeah.
The club are doing better.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, mate.
If it is true, mate, it'll be it has to be for the right money. We got multiple bids for him in the summer that we turned down, so I'm quite positive that the club will hold out for the fee, especially with it being in January, mid-season. You know, if you're going to let one of your best, your better sorts of top two players go, I would say him and Reyes Cleary, and your top scorer, and also the top scorer your joint top scorer in the division. You know, you're not going to do that you're not going to shortchange yourself if you're doing that. You know, if you want to come and get him, you're gonna have to pay for him. I have to say I'd be gutted, mate. I'd be gutted, but also looking at it from without my Barnsley glasses on. You know, Davis is getting towards 28 now. He's not at the back end of his career, he's in the peak of his career, but he's only got maybe 4 or 5 years left playing at a high level. And he does deserve to be in the Championship. He does deserve to play at that level, for me personally. I think he deserves the opportunity to get paid to play at that level as well. That's me not looking at it as a Barnsley fan. As a Barnsley fan, I'd be absolutely gutted, but
yeah, I mean,
it's a bit of a concern. It might only just be something. And all we do a lot of stuff through the summer. It's just with Callum posting it. That's all. And Callum does tend to quite a bit behind the scenes. So
I mean, with my financial hat on, I'd say that he's 28. We're asking for 5 million. His value is only going to go down after this season, no matter how many he scores, because his age is going to catch up with him. And what concerns me is Mansfield have got a very high sell-on. So if we only get 2 million or 2.5 million, I believe 25% of that goes to Mansfield. So we're not going to end up with a great amount to restructure this team anyway.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. With my Barnsley hat on, hey, keep off him. He's our player. I want him for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But we all know how football works, mate. So I'm prepared for it. I hope the club are prepared for it. And I just hope if he does go, we get the best deal possible to give Connor the right tools he needs to go forward. Because we are bigger than one player. You know, this club is bigger than one player. And, you know, he can replace strikers. There's a lot of players out there at the minute who can be picked up, either loans or more experienced ones can come in to fill a gap. Or there's a lot of young players being released from higher league clubs. And, you know, I'd understand it if he went from player and club's perspective, but as a fan, it's, you know, we've been down this road before, haven't we, mate?
Yeah, I know. We've got to. We'll see. Like I said, there were a lot of interest in the summer, mate. We managed to bat them all off until they give us the right. Nobody gave us the right money. So let's just see. Let's just see what happens. It was just literally because of the source of what Scott said.
Yeah, it's quite a reliable source.
Yeah, it's quite a reliable source. So let's see what happens in the coming days. But
right
then, guys, thank you very much to everyone for joining us. Please comment down below what you thought of the performance last night. What you might think about Neil Farrugia leaving the club. I'm going to be going to the forum tonight. So if anybody's at the forum, please come and say hello. I will be doing a show after the forum to talk about what happened at the forum, and within that, I'm probably going to do the Blackpool preview as well. I'm going to be doing that on Thursday. It's going to be coming out on Thursday. So, yeah, thanks everyone for joining us, and really appreciate you jumping on again, pal.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Right, cheers, pal. Right, to everybody, thank you very much. If I see you at the forum tonight, that'll be great. But other than that, to the after.